Okay, let's talk about money and wealth. So property owes me about £1 million. Damn, bit tricky being owed £1 million, isn't it? And let's talk about how those equations work. So, on the left-hand side is Susannah in a job, earning good money over 10 years, be about £1 million. Okay, because I was director level. Fine, tickety-boo. I'd have paid 40% tax, I'd have probably spent it all, and I wouldn't have any assets, but I would have had £1 million before tax. Instead, over 10 years ago, I decided to jump out my day job, crazy woman, and invest in property. And for a very significant period of time, I paid myself, I think it was something like £795 a month. The good news was I was so busy doing property that I had no time to spend money anyway, so what did it matter? The bad news was I didn't earn very much money. However, so property owes me £1 million. Well, well done, Suze. You just went the wrong way. So that's the bad news. And that's about the plus of being in a job. Every single month that £1 million would have come in, and then it'd have been taxed like stink on it. And I wouldn't have invested it, and I would have no assets. So I would have to keep going on the rat race to keep earning the next £1 million over the next 10 years, say. Okay, so no way out. On the other side, on the right-hand side, fascinatingly, it took about 3.5 years to, on paper, not in the bank, become a multi-millionaire in property. Why? Because I did the old school, buy discounted, BMV, below market value, wholesale, refinance, refurb refinance, and I also did a whole bunch of buy to sells and a whole bunch of joint ventures. So I didn't always use my own money, sometimes I split the money. I also ran a deal packaging business as well, just to get more cash in, to be able to buy more assets. So very, very quickly, on paper, as a multi-millionaire, it took about 3.5 years. Well, it probably took less than that, but it was 3.5 years before I noticed. I mean, I'm pretty organised, I had everything in spreadsheets, but you're running at a pace, so you don't kind of sit and go, ooh, look at me. You just go, okay, keep going. So on the plus side, and that wasn't £1 million worth of property or £2 million worth of property, that was multi-million pounds worth of equity. Meaning the space between how much the house is worth, the mortgage that I've got, and the equity being mine. Okay, plus side, wealth. Downside, can't eat it, can't spend it. It's in bricks and mortar, which are traditionally very non-fluid for cash. So had there been an emergency, and there was a couple, sleepless nights, you can't quickly access that. I mean, you can with some kind of bridging, but generally you can't quickly access that. And so what happened was the balance sheet, if you know much about accounting, got built up to be really very wealthy, whereas the profit and loss was very tight. So what does that mean for you? That means that my case, which is very typical, is an indication that cash flow is the most important thing you're going to have to be mindful in property in the first 5 to 10 years. Because you could be a multi-millionaire on paper and still not be able to pay your bills. It's happened, well, I've had it, it's happened to me twice. Not fun at all. And it's happened to many of my friends. So it means that you have to be super, super, super focused on your cash flow, but almost never given up on the dream of knowing that one day assets will pay bills. And being so committed to that, I suppose, delayed gratification for a period of time, not forever, but for a period of time, knowing that from then on out, you've popped out of the rat race. And that is absolutely what happened to me. I kept buying. I mean, I didn't need to keep buying, but I kept buying because it's great fun finding discounted deals, refinancing them, renovating them and popping them back out again. It's brilliant fun. I love doing it. I love property. And now I'm on my last connecting flight from a 6.5-week holiday exploring America and Southeast Asia, and that's one of many this year. Very nice lounge that I'm in, and very nice to turn left on the plane instead of right. Very nice to have superb service on a plane and have a delicious experience flying as well as being on holiday. So this thing works. It just takes probably longer than you think. You have less money in the early days, but what it means is you've built up the momentum and the asset base that then assets pay bills for the rest of your life. Oh, and a fascinating fact, well, to me anyway, this month, when I haven't been I've been the other side of the world, my property's made £5,000 more profit than normal. I think it's because I wasn't there to interfere and ask for more repairs, so we've reduced down the repair bill. But I actually made more money by being on holiday, the other side of the world, than actually being in the office. How good is that? To be fair, I have a superb team who run a really tight ship, and I think the world of them. But I think it was because I wasn't interfering, which tells you something, doesn't it? So just be mindful that that delayed gratification, that deep commitment that you need to have to building assets that pay bills. In the short term, you're going to have no money at all. In the long run, you've popped out of the rat race and your assets pay your bills. And you can make more money by going on holiday. I think I'll do it again. Website, thegoodpropertycompany.co.uk. YouTube, click on it, subscribe to it. Straight speaking vids the whole way through. Tons of stuff for you to download on the website. And then we're on all the usual socials. And I just want to wish you good luck.